Evening, folks. Just gonna work on a couple of things right quick, and then we'll be ready to go. Kyle and Ty Hick, how's it going? Yeah, 4 people on. Let's see, I want to X out of that. Let's see here. Kind of started preparing for the stream a little bit late, so bear with me. Let's see this. Been busy, man. Just been doing a lot of traveling and stuff like that. That and trying to get this set up. Technology hasn't not been on my side this evening for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see here. I think that's it. Okay. Let's see. So welcome to the stream. It's been since November, I think, since we did the last one. So we're long past due for a live stream. That being said, we have plenty to go over. Let's see. Acquire. And then we want 9. And trailing lever 699. This is facing rear. Yeah. Okay. What? Technology giving you trouble? Oh, yeah. All the time, too. Yeah. Gosh. Whew. Evening, Eugene. Doing okay. Welcome to the stream. YouTube must have changed how they do live stream or live streaming on their platform, because I'll admit this go around has been a lot more painful than I remembered. Just, well, not painful, just inconvenient. Thank you. Glad you like them. I'm going to get them going here in a bit. Both of these are scale trained engines right in front of you. Okay. Begin running this one. And I'm going to do, well, I'm going to run this engine a little bit, or this train a little bit, before we do our first engine unveiling of the evening. Like I said earlier, this is our first model train live stream since November of 2024, so I've acquired a lot of stuff since then with Christmas having come and gone. And yeah, we're going to go through a lot of stuff here tonight. I hear ya. There's another engine I was looking at buying online this evening, but I think I'm gonna. That was really my main motivating factor for doing this, was because got 4 engines I want to discuss tonight, and I prefer not to add a 5th onto the stream because I'd rather have an even flow of stuff to review on a monthly basis if I try to do this on a monthly basis. Ectodocius, good evening, welcome to the stream. Ah, thanks for the subscribing. Yeah, I'm only showing you a portion of the layout, but throughout the stream you'll see much more of it. Yep, that's about it. And the engine's at a pretty good price, but it's just I got so much. It's just going to go straight into the project file after I buy it. I'm going to slow the stack train down a bit, and then we'll get into unveiling some stuff. Yeah, what I'm buying is just as simple as putting DCC decoders in them. I thought the first engine I was going to do was going to be pretty bad, but it really wasn't. So I'm hoping these coming up aren't as bad either. Okay, next train. Let's see. It. And then... This is trail and this is facing the rear. Okay. Yes. Kyle, I got a hunch you're going to like this one. How's it going, Vicious C3? Thanks for joining. Okay, I think it's good to start moving. Middle Georgia Rail fan, welcome. Yeah, maybe some other time, Aaron. I definitely intend to get you and some of the other guys over here. What the heck? I don't know how on earth that thing derailed. Anyway. There, you can see part of it. Yeah, Aaron, it's designed for a little bit of everything. Running trains and switching and things of that nature. Can definitely operate on it. And, yeah, Anoon, hope I pronounced your name right. Yeah, sometimes there's not enough time to run trains. But, anyway. We're going to get into our first engine of the evening. This is a Rapido C30-7 that I recently purchased before Christmas. Well, pre-ordered it well before Christmas, and it came in right before Christmas. But really good engine. When I got my BC rail, it was my first Rapido engine, and I was kind of leaning more towards scale trains on that one. But I honestly think I like this engine better than it. I can't really display it very well. Maybe if I were to lower the tripod. Bear with me right quick. Okay, I couldn't lower it by much. Can I zoom in a bit much? Hopefully you guys can see it, but very well detailed. Maybe you can see a little bit of the control stand on the inside. The detail on this thing is insane. Right down to the control stand inside the engine is lit up. Perhaps if I were to turn the light off. Can't see it as well, but the ditch lights especially are super bright on this thing. We go towards the back, and those are the rear ditch light. Well, no, the step lights. I don't think this thing has ditch lights on the rear. But yeah, that's CSXT 7036. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Rapido did a really good job with this one, and Rapido does a good job all around. Now, I will say that when I got this out of the box, I was able to program it just fine and speed match it just fine, but I didn't get around to sort of fine-tuning it until after Christmas, well after Christmas. And there was something going on with my loc programmer, and long story short, I had to wipe the engine clean completely, and had to go through the whole warranty process at Rapido, but they were able to email me send me another ESUX file for this engine just fine, and it's all good. But Rapido has pretty solid service department, so shout out to them for, one, making a good engine, and two, taking care of their customers like that. So there's the rest of the layout. There are some other cars we're going to get to later in the review or in the live stream. So now I'm going to get to moving this train forward a little bit. Interesting, because I know Rapido has their own. Don't know if that has anything to do with it. Man, we're not even 20 minutes into this live stream and already have 5 likes. So, thanks for liking. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Gotcha, that explains it. Okay, so you're new to the hobby. So, trying to figure out how best to explain this to you. So there's 2 types of ways to power your model trains, and that's through DCC. Well, that's through DC, which is direct power to the track, which controls your engines that way. And then there's DCC, which essentially powers a circuit in your engine that allows for your controller to talk to it, and you can do a lot more with DCC than just DC. Some people do straight DC. I do straight DCC. Okay, DCC, very good. So you're at least somewhat familiar with it. So I'll show you the setup I have. So this right here is a DCS-52 command station from Digitrax that I use. And so far it's been pretty good. I've only had one issue with it, and I can return it to Digitrax, and I'm pretty sure they have a goof-proof warranty where they will let you return most anything. And I also have an LNWI on the other side of my intermodal train, which essentially acts as a Wi-Fi router. And with that, I can run trains from a smartphone. In this case, I'm doing a tablet. I can run 2 trains. I have plenty of space to operate on, and it works well for me. But that's what I use. That's my setup. It's really not that complex. If you're just starting out in it, the DCS-52 is very easy to set up, and most everybody has a cell phone on them, so they can download either Engine Driver if they have an Android, or Y-Throttle, that's W-I Throttle, if they have an Apple device. And those apps will let you run trains from either your smartphone or your tablet. But that's a setup I have. It's pretty straightforward, and for anyone looking to get into DCC and into stuff like that, I highly recommend it. Glad I did a good job of explaining it. So let's see, I'm gonna move this, slow this down a bit. And I'm getting my tangle all tongued up. I'm gonna stop it shy of the crossing. Okay, the mill gone. So the BN1 is a scale train that somebody weathered the crap out of. And I believe the last two are Athearn, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to stop it shy of the crossing. And then I'm going to bring a lot of my new train cars over here. Bear with me right quick. We're going to go over the first set right quick. So all four of these cars right here are Walther's main lines. Bumped my tripod. So all four of these are Walther's mainline cars. And the first two are 61-foot wood chip hoppers. At one time, I had thought about using wood chips as a commodity on the layout, but decided against it since switching would be work intensive. But I found a way to make it work. Add a second local to the layout. So, for those of you that are new to the stream, I think I'm going to take the opportunity to go over how an op session would work, or sort of how the layout is set up. So, I have a 2-track main line. Main 1 is the inner oval, and main 2 is the outer oval. On main 2, I usually tend to run unit trains, stuff that doesn't need to switch. And on main 1, I usually run a manifest that will work the inner yard over there. And that yard is where I drop off cars for the paper mill, which runs along the backside of the wall over there. You can see those box cars back there. And there's a wood chip hopper with a caboose all the way over there. That's essentially the paper mill. I don't really plan to do scenery for this just yet, so you kind of have to use your imagination with this. But anyway, that's the paper mill along the backside of the wall. And on the inner side of the loop, over there where those box cars are, along with those 2 bay cement hoppers you can see kind of hiding behind the box there, that is an industrial park. And essentially, I kick off my session by dropping the first half of the train in the yard, such that some of the cars go to the industries on the branch line, which is this right here. And this is where wood chip hoppers are going to get loaded. And along the backside, along the far corner over there, is where they get unloaded for the mill. And where the box cars are, close to the wall, is where the paper product get loaded. And what I intend to do is have a local based out of the mill that switches for the mill and gets the outbound trains ready and breaks down the inbound trains. And I plan to have a local based out of the yard that will either take cars to the mill up the branch line or to the industrial park. And it makes a few runs to either the mill or the industrial park each session. And everything gets worked. Now, it's not as easy as it looks, because you can tell that I have trains running on 2 active main lines, and I have to stop and coordinate my trains such that, 1, the local doesn't wreck into an oncoming train. 2, it has enough space to fit, and 3, make its maneuvers to get from the yard to main 1 to main 2 to the branch line, or up to the industrial park. And the session's essentially over when the mixed freight cleans out the yard. So it's a pretty compact layout. It's in the spare bedroom of my apartment, and I can run about 15 to 20 cars, maybe even longer, freight trains, but at the same time I can also do local switching operations. So that's the gist of the layout there. Now I'm going to lower the tripod again, and we're going to get on to continuing with the freight car reviews. So I have 4 Walthers main lines right here. These 2 are 61-foot wood chips. One's a Great Northern, one's a Burlington Northern. And I know Great Northern's kind of a bit dated, but at the same time I actually saw a photo weeks back where somebody on the BNSF Thayer sub actually got a really rusty version of this hauling garbage. So I thought it was pretty cool for stuff like that to be still running around. Now, you still see some of these every now and then. Let's see. First off, this one is GN 174291, and this one is BN 587136. Moving on to these two are pulpwood cars, and let me find a weight. Oops, this might not be the best. Okay, it's sitting right there. Anyway, these 2 are also Walthers, and these are pulpwood bulkhead flat cars. And I grew up in an area where paper was kind of the dominant commodity, and always saw wood chips, box cars of different kinds, and pulpwood cars. And I'd always wanted some pulpwood cars or some bulkhead flat cars with these guys on the end. And I saw these 2 from Walthers and couldn't resist buying them. These were some late Christmas presents from my dad. He got them from Fusion Scale Hobbies in Cartersville, Georgia. They usually have pretty good prices, and if I see they have a good deal on sale, I usually buy from them. Glendale Railfan, French Toast, and Roblox Sirens. You saw CP7015 and CP2252 on NS262. That's a pretty good lash up. And Middle Georgia Railfan, wood chip gondolas are a common sight in Georgia on NS. Wood chip hoppers, I don't see those as much on NS, but I do see them a good bit on Alabama Gulf Coast. There's 2 mills that... Well, there's one place, I think it's up near Columbus, Georgia, that loads wood chips into the hoppers. And I think Meridian and Bigby, Meridian and Bigby has a place in Meridian where wood chips get loaded into similar hoppers. And those get taken to Georgia Pacific Mill on AGR. So I do see those a pretty good bit every now and then. And every now and then I do see some Meridian and Bigby ones like I have on my model railroad. So those are always cool to see. Now why the heck did this take the... What the heck's going on? Looks like a wheel came off. The switch was lined for the main here, but the car kept wanting to drift. Walthers make some pretty good freight cars, so if you're looking for some quality freight cars at a decent price, I highly recommend them. Let's see, I need to find some wood chip hoppers and pulpwood cars would fit nicely for my West Virginia themed layout. Look at Walthers, man, they got them. And now on to the rest of my cars. I think we'll do these next two. These were two pre-Christmas purchases I made from Oak Mountain Hobbies in Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, I agree, but it makes some really good cars. And if you can find Athearn Genesis ones, or just Athearn in general, at a good price, I highly recommend those too. But these were a couple of purchases I made before Christmas at Oak Mountain Hobbies in Birmingham. And I believe these are both Athearn roundhouses. This one is MD&W 10004. And this is a two-bay covered hopper. Rock Island 12369. So that's those two. And then the next three are some I picked up from a friend a while back. So it's two bay hoppers, and I believe both of these are Athearns. CSXT 228263. Now that I think about it, this one's an Intermountain. This one is Northern Pacific 26115. And I'm pretty sure this one's a Walthers. It's a center beam car. TTZX 87693, I believe, is the number on this. Now, when I got this, the coupler cover for this end right here was missing. So I'm going to get a friend to 3D print a replacement for that so I can use it. I've already got all the dimensions for it from the cover on this end. So once I have that cover for this, I'll be in business. And I believe that's it for freight cars. Okay, I can't shove this back by much. Okay. I'm going to move the intermodal train forward some. That way we have a little bit more room to work with. Usually what I do when I get done reviewing freight cars is I do some switching so that way I can have it blocked how I like. Gotcha. Well, I already went to the trouble to CAD it up. All I'm waiting is on my friend to 3D print it. Like, for example, a while back, I had some Athearn Blue Box well car kits that shorted me apart, so I got them to 3D print these parts, and they fit like a glove. Okay, let me move these back some. Yeah, that's plenty of room. Okay. Now to move the mixed freight forward some. And I don't know if the 7036 ever had an RS5T in real life, but I like it, so I'm going with it. Yeah, 3D printing's been a real great thing for the hobby as of late. There was a period of time in 2021 where I was actually working on building my own CTC system entirely from scratch just because I had the capability. And I got a lot of stuff coded up on Arduino, but I had one thing for a signal that I had catted up, ready to go, and 3D printed, and then my printer stopped working on me. So, between rail fanning, editing YouTube videos, and just life, that's just one thing that's kind of slacked on me. Not necessarily, well, the project sort of, yeah, but working on my 3D printer so I can start making stuff again. Yeah, that's something I've always thought about too. Because there's such a wide variety of horns on engines these days, and it was more so 5 or 10 years ago. Let me see. Gonna do some 050 right quick. Okay, I'm gonna set this here. And I'm gonna set both of these right here, since this is where I plan on having wood chips loaded in the future. Ah, that didn't go well. Finicky. Okay. Let's see. Check the chat right quick. Oh yeah, yeah. Rail fanning for a long time definitely helps with that. Let's see. Time to start switching. Where do I park my locomotives? Usually I park them on each main. Kind of similar to what you see here. But I usually park them such that I don't block a crossing down here, even though I'm blocking the crossing while I'm switching. Doesn't want to cooperate. Of course it doesn't. Oh, come on. Come on. I know you want a couple. Come on. Okay. There. Whew, how we doing? Eight people watching, 7 likes. Thank you guys for spending your Saturday night with me. Appreciate it, Kyle. And once I get this train built, I'm going to start running both of them again. It really has. 2025 has been a really good year when it comes to model trains announcements. Scale Trains and Rapido both have some very good items coming out. Walthers as well. But yeah, just all around, bunch of good items. Athearn too. I'm not much one for fictional engines or models, but I'm not gonna lie, they have a BN SD90 Mac on their website that looks really tempting. Short Line Rail fan, thanks. YN2 is my favorite CSX paint scheme, so I have a ton of them. I actually have 2 on this freight train right now, and the leader is a brand new Rapido C30-7. Yeah, I've got a pretty good variety of CSX engines. I'm almost done building the train, just got a couple more cars to pick up. Okay. And I'm going to couple back up to this box car back here, and then we can start running more trains. All right. So for some reason, my stack train isn't responding to me. I'm going to stop everything right quick and reset power to the layout. Bear with me, folks. I'm going to give it a few minutes to let everything sort itself out. So, I don't know about drive hold. The only function that I have on are light, ditch lights, and the prime mover. But nothing seems to be moving, nothing seems to be responding with my stack train, so I'm just going to cut the power off, wait for a little bit, give it more power, and then we'll see what happens from there. Interesting. Huh. Release. Let me see. Select. 391. Acquire. Aha. 699. Acquire. And that's rear and facing rear. Close. Okay. Alright, that did it. Alright, we're in business. Now we're talking. They do sound very good. My layout preference would be point to point, but I'm not even gonna lie, it's just cool to sit back and watch trains run like this. Just continuously in a loop on double track. It's really deep. Hey, Dad, welcome. Yep, and that's one of the things I kind of enjoy about model railroading is that I can recreate trains that I've seen in the past. And we'll get into that a little bit more this evening. Let's see here. Recognize any of these freight cars, Dad? I finally got to unveil the 4 you got me for Christmas on the live stream. Yeah, and we're going to get into that some more later this evening. Yeah, it's coming along pretty good. And I still have quite a bit to unbox this evening. So, let me see. I think I'm going to stop both trains for the time being. Well, I don't know. Let me see how I'm going to do this. I might just have to be really careful with it. Okay. Yeah. It can be like that. I have quite a few that I've seen in person. But, the one I have in my hands right now, I have not seen in person yet. So, this engine that I'm about to unveil is one of my other Christmas presents. I want to get those out of the way. Actually, I'm just going to let this piece sit here. I'm going to pan the camera down a bit. So, here is my sort of main Christmas present my folks got me. It's an Athearn Genesis, and it is GTW 5856, which is Grand Trunk Western Railway's only engine that I know of in the Operation Lifesaver paint scheme. And it's the non-sound version, and it's one of those that's going straight in the project pile because I plan to put ESU Loc sound in it. So we'll unbox it. Yeah, and I tend to have a lot of more modern engines, some engines that I've seen before. But if I had to model an era that was before my time, it would most definitely be the BN. Because I grew up in the 90s, and my parents knew some folks that worked for the BN way back when, and they used to let me in the cab of their engines all the time. Some of my fondest memories as a kid were in the cabs of BN and later on BNSF locomotives. Let me take this out gently. Easy does it. I'm going to set this down on a non-power section of track. Okay. And I'm going to take these two sections of foam out gently because these grab irons tend to be pretty fragile. Alright, so this is a GP38-2. Grand Trunk, now CN, has several of them. A few of them are still running around in the Grand Trunk Western paint scheme, but this is the only one that's in the Operation Lifesaver scheme. So, here is the front. It does not have ditch lights on it, so that's going to be a project for another day. And here is the back. And here is the top. And it even has its own beacon light here, so that's really cool. Let's see. Yeah, it's a very good looking engine. It'll sound good when I put ESU in it after the, well, I say after the long line of engines I have, but I might prioritize this one because I was in need of another 4-axle. My NS engine can be a bit finicky on turnout frogs, and I have the AGR 445 in HO scale in DCC and sound. However, it uses tsunami sound, and the whole of the engine is press fit onto the frame. That was my very first attempt at kit bashing an engine, and not my best work by any means. But I still have it. It's probably going to go in a display case someday. But then again, I might get brave and start working on it in the future. So yeah, that's the GTW. That's my latest 4-axle engine, and I think it'll look really good on the layout someday. So I have a Kato SD80 Mac in that open box all the way back where the mixed freight's passing, and that's been sitting out for so long it needs sound really bad, and that's going to be my next project, is to put sound in a speaker in that engine. And after that one's finished, I'll probably start on this one and use that on the layout. And after that, I've got a pile of other Athearn engines that, Athearn and Fox Valley engines that need sound. Or rather, a pile of other just engines in general. Keep alive for smaller 4-axle locos. I'll have to keep that in mind. So one last look at it. And I'm going to put this back in the box. Easy does it. So for those new to the stream, I know I talk about scale trains and Rapido quite a bit. Oops, put it in the wrong way. I talk about scale trains and Rapido quite a bit, but Athearn makes a pretty good locomotive and makes a pretty well-detailed engine. But the reason I lean towards scale trains and Rapido is because I tend to prefer ESU decoders over tsunami decoders. But Athearn still makes a good engine, and tsunami decoders aren't bad in any way, shape, or form. It's just I prefer ESUs. Let's see. Box this up gently. Yeah. But I do have quite a bit of Athearn engines. They're just all non-sound and waiting for sound decoders. Yeah, the V5s are pretty good. 21 pins are easy drop-ins for engines like these. I think I'm going to move this container out of the way. No, I'm just going to put the cover on it for now. Okay. We haven't had a horrible derailment yet, so that's good. Yeah, Soundtracks is solid, but ESG is my preference. TCS, honestly, I really don't like TCS. I mean, the sounds are good, but I know they have a function in there where it's like, how do I say it? Function 7 is to break the engine, and it's not very traditional, so to speak. And it's extra trouble to just have to go in and reprogram it for something as trivial as breaking an engine. And I kind of know why TCS does it, is more from a realism perspective, but I'm just not a fan of it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to slow down my intermodal train and stop it for this next one. Seven folks, 9 likes. Thanks everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Alright. So, what eras of stuff do I have so far? So I have some Steam, and I have some 1990s stuff, but mainly what I'm going for Future Model Railroad is from year 2000 up until 2018 or mid-2019. So if you're a rail enthusiast and you're familiar with that era, the 2000s, I mean, there was a crap ton of variety in the 2000s, and it continuously got less so as the year went on. But I've heard people say that the last really good year of rail fanning was 2014, and that was before I got started in the hobby, and that was 2015. And my last, well, to me, the last good year of rail fanning was 2018 and the early part of 2019. But that was when NS did PSR, and a lot of more classic style engines and railfan favorites NS shed from the roster. And it got a lot more, I guess, predictable, and in some cases just downright uninteresting. So my future model railroad is not going to be based directly off of any one railroad, and it's not going to be based off of any one town cross tie for cross tie. It's going to be like the towns and the subdivisions and stuff like that are going to be heavily inspired by railroads that I filmed trains on, though. And I'm thinking it's going to be like a Class 2 or something, kind of my own fictional railroad. And yeah, I'm going to have to make up a paint scheme for it and engines that would look good in said paint scheme. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, we did have a bit of a comeback on the foreign power in the early 2020s, but now they're doing PSR all over again, and the only time you'll really see foreign power is on run-through unit trains, or just run-through trains in general. Thankfully, here on the Memphis district, we get a ton of BNSF run-throughs and a handful of UP run-throughs. So, for this next unboxing, I actually have quite a bit. It took me long enough, but I made my first purchase from Lombard Hobbies. And they sent me a package and gave me this bag right here, which is just the right size to hold some of my boxed engines. And I've got 2 new engines in a freight car in the box. So, let's see here. First, I have this envelope, and they gave me some knickknacks in here too. They gave me the packaging list, and they gave me this sleeve here. And this sleeve contains a track gauge, which acts as a business card for Lombard too. And you got N scale on the bottom, HO scale on the left, and on the bottom here you've got wheel gauges for HO and N too. Yeah, they definitely did have a lot of variety in the 70s and 80s, a lot more than they do now. But they also included some Welch's fruit snacks in there, so that's cool. I eat those a pretty good bit. Caboose 1973, welcome to the stream. Let's see, so in case you missed it, I just unboxed an Athearn Genesis Grand Trunk Western GP 38-2 in the Operation Lifesaver scheme, number 5856. And I'm going to unbox 2 more, spoiler alert, Athearn Genesis engines. And let's see here. Engine number 1 is Athearn Genesis CP6262. But wait a minute, Slater. I thought you already had one of these. Well, I do. Give me a second, bear with me. I'm going to unbox this and gently remove it from the packaging. And I'm going to set this on main 2 right quick, hopefully without screwing anything up too bad. Let's see. So here. Move it on up here and put this here and angle this downward. And then I'm going to unbox the Athearn and put it on the single section of straight track I have here. And it's got, the packaging's got like, you know, the standard documentation and stuff like that. Doo-doo-doo. And this one's packaged in there pretty tight. Okay. Try to be gentle. Oop. Mm-hmm. And I forgot the plow came off. Let's see here. I'll put this on later. But anyway, I know what you're already thinking. Why on earth did I get two of the same engine? Especially when I have a DCC sound engine with a preferable decoder. Well, the answer is actually quite simple. The Athearn has much, much more detail to it. And if you look, you can see that the Athearn has white grab-ons, or grab irons, however you say it, and the Walthers does not. And the Athearn has a strobe and ditch lights, and the Walthers does not. So, basically, it also has, I've noticed just now, a cover over what would be this radiator, and these two painted in black, and these are red and silver here. So there's a lot more detail going on with the Athearn. But the Athearn does not have DCC sound. So basically, what I'm going to do is sell this engine, since it's still in really good condition. Someone's going to enjoy it. And put an ESU in this guy. And basically, I'll have a much better version of this. So, there's that. Here is the front view, side, the rear, and the top. Now, I've told the story of why this engine is so significant to me. It was one of my very first catches as a rail fan. And basically I didn't know how rare this engine was at the time. CP only has 5 of these. Or Canadian Pacific Kansas City, I should say, has 5 of these. And CP before them had 5. I gotta get used to saying, still gotta get used to thinking that CP and KCS are fallen flags. Gone but not forgotten. But the train I got this on, I believe, would have been a 384, which is Mobile to Birmingham, Alabama. And the lash up went something like this. It was an SD70M flared radiator, Norfolk Southern SD70M, leading long hood, this guy facing north, and an SD70M-2 trailing facing south. And I had no idea how significant this was at the time. I got this train in 2015. Late 2015. And I don't know of anyone else that got it while in Alabama. Yeah, it's a former Sioux line. Now let's see. Perhaps I can get this plow on. It looks to be just plug and play. Let's see, where do I stick? There. Steady, steady. You all bear with me. Okay. Yeesh. I'm trying to put this snowplow back on. And, having a hard time seeing where it's got to go in at. It's very delicate, so I apologize. I think I'm going to have to get this done sometime later. But right now, I'm just going to stick this in the box. With it on like that. What seems to be sticking in okay. For the time being, anyhow. Time to put it back in the box. And in case you're just now jumping on, this is a new purchase from Athearn. And this is going to be a replacement for my Walthers. Let's see here. Ooh, gently, gently, gently. Oops, and I forgot to put the guard rail things back in on this one and on my GP38. So I'm going to have to unbox that one later on and put those back in. Okay. This top wrapping here does not seem to want to cooperate. Come on. There we go. Come on. Okay. Putting this back up. Okay. And then I'm going to box my Walthers. And then I'm going to start running my stack train again. Let's see here. Come on, go back in. And be gentle. Yeah. Let me see here. Put this back. And put it back in the box. Boom, boom, boom. With myself. It's never good. Okay. Alright, got it back in there. Yeah, there's also a few other engines I'm selling off too, just to make room for more stuff. But I'll address those in the future. Alright. Let me catch up on the chat. I've kind of been away for a bit. Let's see. Genesis engines, my heart can't take it. Yeah. Yeah, I miss when NS had their SD60Ms too. Let's see. Winterization hatch. Thanks for that. Mount Vernon Railfan, how much did all this cost? In short, a lot. But I didn't buy it all at once. I've kind of acquired things over time and looked for good deals and things of that nature. Tried to be judicious about what I buy and when. I try not to buy a ton at once. I try to be disciplined about what I buy and what I don't. And in some ways, staying confined to a certain era kind of helps that. For me, it's 2000s up to 2018, 2019. So I try to be judicious about what I buy. Seven people, 10 likes. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps. And I will say that I'm very thankful for new folks that have come along and subscribed and watched my latest long format content. I never thought it would take off in the way it did. And this is definitely a first, but the last 4 long format videos I have released, the YouTube algorithm has apparently liked a lot because they've all gained over 1,000 views. And the past few each The past 3 each have gained over 100 watch hours, with my Birmingham video from about this time last year being my most popular. It's gotten a whopping 6.3 views. 6.3k views, I believe, and over 120 likes and some 500 watch hours. But I never thought it would grow to be that big. But I'm very thankful. Thank you all for tuning in and supporting my channel. It's definitely a labor of love. I can't speak tonight. It's definitely a labor of love, especially long format videos. So I'm glad people are liking them and investing in my channel. It's been a long time coming, but I hope you do more with it in the future. Take more rail fanning trips and release more content. My next long format video is going to be about the Meridian and Bigby transfer to CSX and Canadian Pacific Kansas City. And I'm still in the process of getting footage for that. Uh-oh. That's the first time I've had a stack train derail in a while. Let's see, is this on okay? Well, that's the first time that's happened in a bit. Anyway, next long format video is going to be documenting the transition of Meridian and Bigby, being Genesee and Wyoming owned, to CSX and Canadian Pacific Kansas City. Look for that video to release sometime in March, I'd say. Best case scenario would probably be later in the month of February. But I got a ton of good content for that one. More than just orange and black SD40s. Ton of other different stuff in there as well. Ton of different varieties. So be on the lookout for that one. And the one after that is going to be rounding out all my other good catches for the year 2024. And then we'll get into more stuff for 2025. Potentially a trip I have planned out in the near future. So lots of good stuff coming up for the YouTube channel in terms of videos. And also something interesting, this year, 2025, the YouTube channel turns 10. So, I'm thinking about doing a special for that, like, and this is going to be a really difficult one to pin down, but I'm thinking about doing something like my 10 coolest catches of the 10 past years I've been rail fanning. Now, I've seen a lot of cool stuff, but that's not going to be an easy one to narrow down. Locomotive roster video, too. I could do a model railroad video for my locomotive roster, seeing as how I've acquired so many. I could most certainly do that. That's a very good idea. I like that. I know. I've been fortunate to see a lot of cool and interesting railroad movements and really cool lash-ups. But 10's going to be a tough one to nail down. But I can already tell you the aforementioned lash-up of the CP6262 will make that video. Yeah, it would indeed take time to shoot and film, document your engines. One good practice that I've done is kind of relied on spreadsheets. And That's for documenting the model trains I currently have, and for documenting the trains I've seen in real life. Highly recommend to anyone in rail fanning or model trains, have spreadsheets or a spreadsheet where you keep up with everything. My model train spreadsheet, I keep up with the diesel engines I have, the steam engines I have, the freight cars I have, the projects I have, what needs done to those projects, things of that nature. That's good. When it comes to, there's nothing wrong with doing a table in a Microsoft document, but what I've come to find is that Excel and Google Sheets are usually pretty good to for using tables and stuff like that. Yeah. And that reminds me, I need to update my rail fanning spreadsheet. I've been kind of slacking on that. Okay, we're an hour and 51 minutes into the live stream. So I'm going to unbox the next engine. Let's see, what lights are in them, decoder is in them, speaker type, what needs to be done to them. Yeah, gotcha. Really, I just do decoders. I don't document what lights are in them, largely because the engines I buy usually have lights that come straight from the factory. Y'all pardon me 1 second. I'm going to get something to drink. I'll be right back. Ooh. Not used to doing all this talking. The classic train guy. It's going. And we got model trains going too. Another engine. If it's a Genesis again, I'm crying myself to sleep. Well, Kyle, better get those tissues ready. And the reason I was able to get yet another Genesis from Lombard is because they had a special on SD60M triclopses. Normally they go for $269 a piece with no sound, but they had them for $209 a piece with no sound. So I was able to capitalize on that as well. And here she is. And here's the engine. BN triclops. And I did replace the old one I had. It was a Proto 2K, and it would not move for some reason. Yeah, $269 is MSRP, but I got them for $209. Yeah, that's why I usually look for deals when I can. Yeah, I saw where Train World had a sale on those too, but I'm going to unbox this. But I did have a BN triclops like this, but it was a Proto 2K with no sound, and it wouldn't move even at max throttle. So I have no idea what was going on with that, so I opted to sell it and sold it to a friend for about 20 bucks, given that it was a rather expensive paperweight. I got it for cheap, figured I'd sell it for cheap. And, yeah, let's unbox this thing. And I'm going to keep the trains running in the background. Yeah, when I said I was going to be unboxing a lot of stuff this live stream, I wasn't joking around. I've accumulated a ton of hardware since November. Alright, here she is. And in much better shape than the P2K I had. Check this out without breaking anything, hopefully. If it will come on. Okay, that's that. And this one came out much easier. And now time to lift it out of the box. Okay, easy does it. I'm just going to lay this back over there. Let's see, I'm going to lay this on the track here. And, 6 views, 11 likes. Boom, there she is. Move this box out of the way. Now, similar deal, it's got much more detail to it, and it also has ditch lights. And I'm willing to bet the number boards light up as well. And here's the side, and here's the back, and here's the top. Let's see here. Alright, back on the tracks. Let's see. Catch up with the tracks. Well, the tracks. Catch up with a chat. No, Proto 2000 logos are known for cracked gears. Yeah, somebody told me that it was as simple as putting a new decoder in it, but never really tested out that theory, so I've heard multiple people say that cracked gears are a usual problem, so I'll buy that. As a BN fan, I do think these look best in BN, the Triclopses. That's a good call. Set of UP passenger cars that was $60 for 25. That's a good steal. Middle Georgia Rail fan has one patch for CBFX, and the very unit I caught was leaving 152 in 2015 when NS had them on lease at the time. Number boards are lit for Athearn Genesis 2.0 engines. Very good. But yeah, I only got one CBFX engine leading, and it unfortunately wasn't this one. But I don't really plan on having any CBFX leasers. This is just going to stay BN. In the early 2000s, and, well, I was going to say now, but everything's patched for BNSF. In the early 2000s, BNSF still had a good bit of BN and Santa Fe power running around, so I'm going to kind of use that as a bit of a loophole on my future model railroad. Yeah, with BN being my favorite fallen flag, yeah, these were some good looking engines. Even if Triclopses do look a little bit odd. Yeah, Santa Fe's another favorite fallen flag of mine, but saw a good bit of them coming up as a kid because I wasn't that far away from the old Frisco line that went to Pensacola. So, born in 95, and frequenting there to see my grandparents and, you know, seeing power from around the 2000s. Saw some pretty good stuff. Stuff that I cherish, stuff that I wouldn't trade for the world. Got to get in the cab of some really cool stuff too. So yeah, there's that. And I'm going to bring this up a bit. That way we can get all the trains running and the BN motor in the foreground. But this and the CP I intend to put ESU Loc sound in. And these engines are going to sound great. They already look great. The only downside is these engines have to wait in line the already long line of engines that need ESU decoders. Scale Sound Systems. We have a gentleman over in this neck of the woods, and he's the owner of Streamline Back Shops, and he's who I'm going to start buying my DCC decoders from. And we met at the Decatur train show last year, and funnily enough, he has kids that go to South Alabama, which is my alma mater. I need to get some BN Jeeps as foreign power, my father's favorite railroad. Well, BN's my favorite fallen flag, as I've stated before. Mostly for sentimental reasons. Grew up seeing a ton of Cascade Green, and even gotten the BN crews were really great back then. They were really good to me and my parents and grandparents. And they would routinely let me and one of my parents in the cab of their engines when I was like 2 or 3 years old. And that's how I got hooked on trains. So every time I see BN or something like that at a train show, I'm automatically a sucker for it. Uh-oh. Sounds like we had something else come off the railroad. Okay, I got it. Seems to want to come off in the back somewhere for some reason. Milwaukee switcher loco for $10 and it was never ran before. Nice. Yeah, my last live stream, I was at a train show and found a 6-pack of Bachmann Silver Series BN hopper cars that had coal loads and metal wheels in them. And for $55. And they still had the original wrapping on them from 1998. So that's got to be one of the best purchases I've ever made when it comes to model trains. Whoa. It derailed again. 9 people, 12 likes. Thanks, everybody. Alright, y'all enjoy the trains. I'm going to try to troubleshoot this because there's a certain section of track that my intermodal train does not like for some reason. So, we'll see if I can't fix it. And if not, I'm going to park it. And I'm going to unveil one last freight car. And I've said this several times, but I'm going to say it again just because we have quite a few people on. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps. And just like that, 4 folks drop off the stream. Oh well. It's still a pretty good live stream tonight. Okay. I always enjoy having these live streams because way back when I used to get a bunch of other stuff, I would record it and I would edit it, and all things considered, it would be a real pain to edit this stuff because, I mean, editing is the one downside of doing stuff like this. It's very time consuming to get rail fanning content to look good, but unboxing stuff on a live stream is just a lot more informal, and it's more like I'm hanging out with you guys as opposed to, you know, having to be nitpicky about editing all my stuff. Yeah, I'm with you. Tend to have a love-hate relationship with editing videos. Alright. Yeah, I usually like to do train compilations. Those seem to do the best when it comes to uploading videos on YouTube. Yeah, honestly, I used to do intros for my YouTube videos way back when, but I kind of got away from it. But if you watch my content, you'll see that my intro is literally just a photo from the video, and it's just like, welcome to Slater Dozier Railroad Media. In this video, we fill in the blank. And, it happened again. Let's see here. Keep this right here. Y'all bear with me for a second. Maybe that. Okay. Maybe that'll fix everything. But yeah, kind of my logic behind ditching intros was that it seems like most people usually tend to lose interest after 30 seconds. At least that's according to YouTube. So that's my kind of way of just getting people engaged quicker. Just be more upfront with what's going on in the video. Yeah, every new YouTuber kind of runs into that, and you just have to have courage. And honestly, there's people that's going to love your videos, there's people that's not. I mean, I've had a few critics every now and then, and it seems like, especially after I have crossed 1,000, there was a period of time where I got some negativity, but not much. But yeah, don't be afraid of that, because you're going to eventually gain subscribers, and you're eventually going to gain a following, and you're eventually going to find that the number of people that like your videos are going to dwarf the number of people that don't. That and just being courteous to people on the internet goes a long way. How long have I been running these trains tonight? The stream's been going for about 2 hours and 11 minutes, so we've been running for a while. Alright, I'm going to give this intermodal train another shot. And if it keeps on derailing, I think I'm just going to park it and keep running the freight. But if you'll notice, I have some of these Bachmann track cards cut up and put under certain joints in the track. And some of the ones kind of back in the curve, kind of where both trains are passing through now, came dislodged. So maybe that's the problem. We'll see. Let me keep an eye on this. Seemed to like it better that time around. Ooh. You know, we've been running trains for a bit now. I think it's time I box this engine and unveil one last train car. There. Stick that in here. And this in here. That in here. Gently close the top. Leave that there. And grab this. Okay. I'm going to put this back in the box. And I'm going to unveil the last item of the evening of my Lombard Hobbies purchase, which is this. Something unique I figured I'd add on. So for this mixed freight, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 train cars go in the yard over here. And everything else is just regular mixed freight stuff that goes through on the manifest. So for everything else on the train, with the exception of the rear boxcar, because it's an EOT, I usually try to mix things up a bit. So this will be good for like transporting MOW stuff along. So this is a Walters Proto 40-foot Diffco dump car. Southern number 991977. And these usually carry like big rocks for MOW, and it derailed again. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to leave this here for the time being, and I'm going to work on parking my intermodal train. Because we have a car on there. Wow. Interesting. I don't know if y'all just the intermodal, but it was really leaning hard to one side, and it just righted itself right there. But I'll get around to that later. But, yeah, this dump car, I don't think it dumps, but it's usually for dumping rather large rocks and stuff like that. But it was rather unique, and Lombard does free shipping on items over $450. And buying these two engines, I was rather close. I figured, buy a freight car, take advantage of free shipping, and this was it. And let's see here. I'm going to slow the manifest down. And do a little bit of 050ing. All right. So I'm going to put this here. All right, and there we go. And we have a little bit more color on the mix frame. It's a good sounding horn. One attempt at a shave and a haircut. I think we're going to go to 2 hours and 30 minutes and then call it a live stream. But it's been a good one. Thanks everybody for watching. So I just looked on the manual for this thing, and Diffco is the name of the company that built the car. I always thought it was a very odd name, so now I know how the car got its name. I'm going to move those back since we're pretty much done unboxing stuff for the night. I'll bring up the speed a little bit. So I'm probably not going to have as much stuff to unbox by next stream, but hopefully I'll have made some improvements to my project pile, and Who knows? Maybe further on down the road, I'll live stream an operating session from here. Whew. Evening, everybody. To those that are just now joining, I see we've gotten a few people in the stream. Probably won't be online much longer, but even if you're not on for that much longer, I go back and I make all these live streams public. That way you can go back and watch at your convenience. I've unboxed quite a bit of stuff this evening. So, in the next few minutes, I'm going to wrap everything up and make it public, and you can go back and watch it. You can go back and watch it whenever you feel like, whenever you have time. But for now, I'd appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to this video and the channel. Every little bit helps, and you'll stay tuned for more rail fanning content and more model train streams like this in the future. All right, with that, I think we're going to call it a live stream here. It's been a great one. Haven't done one of these in a while, and I had a good time. Hope y'all had a good time. Um, but yeah, I'm going to, like all my model railroading live streams, I make them public once I finish the stream. So I'll do that once I get done. And it's going to take a while to process and all that stuff. But everything will be updated by the time it gets done with that. But yeah, I'll make it public once we're done here, which will be soon. So, man, it's after 10 o'clock. Right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe because every little bit helps. And we've been growing a lot lately, and I do appreciate every bit of that. But yeah, thank y'all for spending your Saturday evening with me, and have a good night and a good next week. Y'all take care.